I am getting old. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today is Friday the 13th and I have my trusted mug of coffee. I selected this mug today because of the date. I also have cat fluff in my coffee, which is not good. I thought I would do another one of those casual videos in which I talk to you about what I'm currently reading, since it is after all Friday and I am off this weekend. I have no plans whatsoever for some reason. The thing is, I have been super lazy these past days. I have gone home from work and I haven't wanted to do anything but sleep and relax and just lie on my couch, and I feel the same way still. So I think I'm in for a very relaxing weekend with lots of time for reading and relaxing. I actually slept 9 hours last night and I also just took a nap, so I don't know what's going on with me. So I need my coffee and my books this weekend. Yeah, this is good. I'm currently reading 4 books and 2 of those are rereads, so I'm back in my rereading mood. The other day I all of a sudden decided to pick up 2 books I've already read. Let's start with one of those. I am currently rereading Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, and while I was starting my reread I was thinking to myself, why did I decide to reread this? Because this is a horrible reading experience. It's one of those books that leaves you very conflicted about yourself and about the book and how you really feel about it, because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. The writing and the way you sympathize with the narrator is very beautiful. But then once again, it's so horrible because this is about a narrator who is very fascinated with little girls. And when I say fascinated, I mean that he loves them, he wants to touch them, he wants to be with them, and he can't help but think these horrible thoughts, and we are inside his head. So it's very disgusting to read about and I feel so offended at times, but I also can't help but read it because it's just pure magic, this book. It makes you want to read on, but it also disgusts you in such a way I've never experienced before. So why did I pick up this book again? I couldn't say for sure, other than I wanted to read it again, and I love the fact that this time around I am actually loving it even more. The first time I read it, I gave it 3 stars because of the language, which I found very dense and I had a hard time reading it. But this time around it's the same thing with the language, but I'm allowing myself the time to read it, and that makes all of the difference. So that now I really understand it, now I really get into depth with what he's trying to say, and it's so damn good. So this is the first book I am rereading. I am 100 pages into it and I am definitely going to read more of it, more of it over the weekend. Coffee sip. I really hope I'm in focus. If not, I apologize. Next book is one that I haven't read before, and it is The Heart is a Lonely Hunter by Carson McCullers. You will see this book in an upcoming video because I chose it for my spring TBR, which has already been filmed and is ready to go. But before I even uploaded it, I decided to actually pick up this book from that stack of novels. And this one I am 2/3 into and I'm adoring it. I'm very lucky with my books these days. This one is a modern classic set in America, and it's about this man called Singer who lives in a village. I don't know if you could call it a village, but he lives in this town, you could say. And then it's about 4 other characters in this town who are very different from each other, but who all feel fascinated with this Mr. Singer. And the thing about Singer is that he is a mute and he is deaf. So all he can do is watch you talk and appear to listen, which helps these 4 characters. That's the basic premise of the book and I am loving it. I will say it feels a little bit too convenient at times, this plot, but other than that I'm thoroughly enjoying it and I'm very eager to maybe finish it this weekend. But once again, I couldn't say for sure because I just want to enjoy it and let myself devour it, but slowly. So that was 2 books down. I will say that Zeus is, I don't know if you can see him, over there staring at me as per usual because I'm so weird talking to the camera. He hasn't gotten used to it yet, even though I've been doing it for almost 5 years now. So that's just shame on you, cat. Okay, so the next book is another reread, and that is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I don't think I have to introduce this series or this book. I have wanted to reread this book for many weeks now, and I finally picked it up. I did reread the other books over the past year. I listened to some of them on audiobooks, and I also read some of the physical ones, and I had this one left. And I think that I'm really enjoying this book, but once I've finished rereading the series this time around, I think I'm going to give it a break of a few years because I don't want to ruin the magic of these books and my reading experience just because I feel like if I read them way too much and way too many times over the same year, then I will maybe remember too much of the story and not enjoy it as much. So I'm going to put it on a pause after this reread, but for now I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Who wouldn't? And I'm only a few chapters into it. I'm on to chapter 6, so I have a long way to go and many more hours to look forward to in the company of Harry Potter and his dear friends and enemies. Actually, this currently reading video is not going to be as chatty as I was suspecting. I don't know why. I think I'm just very tired still and want to go back to my couch. Anyway, the last book I'm currently reading is one I also showed you in my last currently reading video, and that is TheTwelve by Justin Cronin, the second book in the Passage trilogy. I'm now halfway through it. The last time I showed it to you, I was like, I don't know, a few chapters into it, but now I'm halfway, and I've been so for the past weeks. Not because I'm not enjoying it, because I really am once I pick it up. But the thing is, I'm reading this series very slowly because it depresses me a lot and it makes me feel kind of claustrophobic, and it doesn't really correspond to the spring weather we get these days. So I'm reading it slowly, a few chapters whenever I'm in between books and whenever I'm in the mood for it, and then I'm just taking my time with it and trying to enjoy it, even though it is a dystopian set in a world in which everyone turns into vampires and there are only a few survivors who have to save our world. It's the basic dystopian plot, but it's written really well because of the characters that we get to follow, and I love how this book introduces new characters whom I love even more than the ones we get to know in the first book. So I am enjoying it, but I'm also reading it more slowly than a lot of the other books I'm reading. I think this mark looks kind of big on the camera compared to my head, but I assure you it's a regular standard sized mark. And that is actually it for this video. 4 books I'm currently reading and enjoying in their own way. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and like them or not, without any spoilers please. And also let me know in the comments what your plans are for this weekend when it comes to reading, because as per usual, I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, which will most probably be my spring TBR, have a great day and happy reading. Zeus says hi. Hi Zeus. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, you're so sweet.